Trick, welcome home, man. Very, very excited to have you here. What is it going to be like? You're on this WWE platform now, but you're going to be, we're a couple of blocks away from the University of South Carolina right now. State House is right there.
That's right.
This is a home game for you. So what does it mean to be home, friends, family, and to go do what you do on Friday?
That's right. This is a home game, a super home game, Wes. Like, being from the city, being born right there at the hospital, going to Keenan High School, and my brother's going to Ridgeview and Blythewood, and my mom going to Columbia High, my dad going to C.A. Johnson, and, graduating from the University of South Carolina, coming back, it's just it's a beautiful thing. Like, this city's giving me so much to be proud of, and I want to represent the city the right way. So, yeah, man, this is a beautiful day.
Now, are we setting up for the best whoop that trick on Friday night that we've ever seen?
Man, Tyler, you already know. You got to understand, because I learned a good entrance from right here at the house. When that 2001 plays, it's a very, very special thing. And we pull out those white towels and that sandstorm gets to rocking. So I figured there's only one way to do it, which is bringing those white towels out for the all-white on with Trick Williams. We're going to whoop that trick, and we're going to bring the sandstorm to WWE.
Is that a little tease? We got something special for the people
right.
on Friday? Is that what you're telling us?
We got a little special, something a little special for everybody with WWE SmackDown. We're going to show the WWE Universe how South Carolina does it.
Man, I've always been interested to know, what is the difference between running out there 2001 with your teammates, suiting up in the garnet and black, and then performing in front of the WWE Universe? And I'm sure there are some similarities and then some big differences, but how much did being on that football field prepare you for some of the aspects of what you're doing now?
Man, you had to learn how to wear that pressure. And I remember when we used to come out to that 2001, the superstition in me always wanted to come out last in the back, because, you can kind of let the big pop happen and everybody goes crazy, and then you can kind of come in and relax. I remember the one game I decided I'm going to run out first. I'm going to lead, be the first one out. It's my worst game, Wes. I don't know what happened. It's my worst game against Vanderbilt. So now just, I've learned to, welcome that pressure, welcome all that excitement, all the energy from the people. And I got my helmet off now, so everybody knows who it is when that music plays.
WWE United States Champion Trick Williams joining us here on the Garnet Trust Tower ahead of Friday Night SmackDown, coming to Colonial Life Arena this upcoming Friday night. And we're going to talk a lot of things over the course of this hour. I'll get super nerdy wrestling with you because I'm a resident big wrestling fan here on the show. But, man, let's kind of go back to the beginning. You mentioned your time here at South Carolina. I think most people know your story now. You're briefly with the Eagles in the NFL, but then you end up going down the wrestling path. How did you get to where you are as Trick Williams in 2026?
Man, yes, that's a great question. So, like you said, man, I walked on in 2014. That was a very good time when the Gamecocks, about number 5 in the nation at the time. I remember going to the meeting. It was Jamie Speronis holding the walk-on tryout. And he said, to be honest with you, we don't need anybody. We're the number 5 team in the nation, number 4 team in the nation, but if you have a good GPA, maybe you have a chance here. I remember them cutting it down from 200 people trying it out to 20 people to 8 people. I was fortunate enough to make it one of those 8 and win Outstanding Offensive Walk-On, awarded by Steve Spurrier himself. I'm playing there and, working my way up to becoming a starter and everything like that. And then, of course, when Spurrier left, then we had, Sean Elliott as the interim coach, and then Will Muschamp for my senior year. Yeah, just experiencing all that. It was just great times, a great time to be a South Carolina Gamecock. And then eventually making it to the Philadelphia Eagles camp. I went to the camp and everything was going well. Then one day, things happen, you get cut, and then that's when the opportunity at WWE came. They emailed me and said, hey, are you interested in coming into a trial for the WWE? Then I thought about it. So you want to pay me to talk trash and take my shirt off? When do I get to sign up? And I've been wrestling ever since. I learned a very, very, very valuable lesson from Steve Spurrier Jr. He always would say, be the best at what you do. He said, some of you in this wide receiver room are tall and can high point the football. Some of you big and can block. Some of you can run really fast, and you're a really good deep threat. And, whatever it is that you do best, make sure you're the best at it. Because if you are the blocking wide receiver, but you're trying to be the deep threat wide receiver, and there's somebody better than you at being a deep threat, and now you're not doing good at your blocking, there's no room for you on the field. He said, but if you focus on what you do and you're the best at it, nobody can do what you do better, then there's always a play designed for you. And that always stuck with me because that's exactly what we do at WWE. Whatever you do best, make sure you're the best at it, and people know you for that. So shout out to Steve Spurrier Jr.
That's something we actually talked about a lot last year. You know, Mike Furry, now the wide receivers coach here at Carolina, of getting his guys to do all those little things that, again, not every wide receiver wants to be the guy that's, blocking in the run game and stuff like that. They want to be the one, catching touchdowns and making the highlights. But it's focusing on those small details that make you successful, not only in football, but other aspects of life, as you just mentioned, that's helped you apply that to your wrestling career as well.
That's right, man. It's very important.
So let's talk a little bit more about kind of your journey getting here. I saw, Trick, I can't remember which you've done a lot of interviews, man. I can't remember which one it was, but is it true you were sitting in church and you had this was at the point where you were like, am I going to go all in on wrestling?
That's right.
And you were kind of just in one of those big life moment, kind of I got to make a decision.
100%.
And you just got this message.
That's right.
Can you relay that story again?
That's right. At this time, I'm substitute teaching.
Was that in the Columbia area? Okay.
Probably Airport High School. Mm-hmm. Airport, if I'm not mistaken. Substitute teaching and coaching the kids. And I'm pretty good at what I was doing. I played football for a while, so I felt like I was making a difference, and helping the kids. Now, I'm coaching the kids with my cleats on because I'm still in shape and I can show them how to get in and get out of the routes. Playing football is still kind of in the question, but it's just like, it's been a journey at this point. I go to the WWE tryout. I'm sorry, this is before I go to the WWE tryout. And I'm in church and I'm deciding, is this something that I should actually pursue or not? I'm like, man, I'm leaving these kids, I feel like I'm making such a good difference, I played, I feel like I can help somebody, get to a good spot or something like that. Or I had the opportunity to try to make it to WWE. Nothing is guaranteed in life, point blank, period. So should I try and just leave this place that I'm actually doing good and making a difference at? Or do I take a chance for myself? Then I went to church, and it's kind of heavy on my mind because, shout out to the teachers because they deserve more money and they put a lot into these kids, and I don't feel like they get the respect or money that they deserve because I was struggling with it. But as I go to church, I go to the Brook right there, off of Farrow Road. And the message of the day was, your blessing will come from the rock, so follow the rock. I said, oh my gosh. My favorite professional wrestler of all time was The Rock. It's talking about the brook, water coming from the stone and everything like that. But the words that he used was The Rock. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And then from there, I just didn't question it. Like, I just knew, it's like, man, if I came with this and I was like, God, what you want me to do? And the message of the day is follow the rock. That's exactly what I need to do. So, once I get a message and I feel like it's ordained, I just go full speed.
That's awesome, and obviously it was the right path, and you're having a ton of success with that. As you get into learning the ropes of wrestling, going through the training and the tryouts, and again, it's one thing to be an athlete, it's another thing to be a professional wrestler.
That's right.
How quickly were you able to say, hey, this is going to be something I can do? And I will say, in watching your career these past couple of years, you have taken to this quicker than I think a lot of people have. And what was that process for you like in kind of learning the ropes along the way?
Man, it was hard. It was very hard because the coaches at South Carolina taught me, to be a good athlete, that means you got to stay on your feet. If you're playing wide receiver and somebody could tackle you, then that's not the goal here. My first day of going to WWE tryouts and learning, the art of what we do, they teach you how to fall down, hit the ground, roll, get up, take a flip, hit your back, get back up, and all this different type of stuff. This is not what we do as football players. The goal is to stay on your feet. So that mentally just messes with you, learning how to get up and get down and fall and land safely. So it took a complete restructuring of everything I knew to be athletic to succeed in this business as a professional wrestler. But, it's kind of prophetic. It's kind of, symbolic. If you get down, you got to get back up. That's exactly what we do.
You just mentioned The Rock a second ago. There was also a moment where The Rock was in the ring and the fans were chanting for you.
That's right.
I got to imagine that kind of had to be one of those moments where, like, you maybe got goosebumps, you maybe kind of looked around and pinched yourself a little bit. But what did that moment mean to you? How did that feel when, if you're my age, like, The Rock is, like, you watched Rock and Stone Cold growing up, if you're in my age demographic. So to have that happen, how did that feel?
Man, it just that was just further letting me know that I made the right decision. You know, it's just one of those full circle moments that lets you know, like, hey, imagine if you didn't take that chance. You know, imagine if you stopped taking chances on yourself. Like, you never know how far you can go. You know, and as crazy as a wild dream as it seemed like, you know, chasing wrestling, it all panned out and it worked.
And, you know, The Rock, when he was at his best, you know, back in the Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff, could take something that on paper may not seem like a great idea and turn it into gold. And I think a lot of people look at what you did this past week with the Gingerbread Man funeral, and on paper it's like, okay, what's this going to be? And I say this as a fan of wrestling for over 20 years. That was legitimately one of the most fun segments I've ever watched because you made it work. Again, something that might sound silly to some, you turned into something that I think we're going to remember for a very long time. That's compliments to you, not only as a wrestler, but as just an entertainer in general.
Man, thank you so much because, you know, Sami Zayn being the Gingerbread Man, I would do anything at all costs to get underneath his skin. And if that means throwing a funeral service in the name of the Gingerbread Man, I'll do it again. If that means I'm going to beat Sami Zayn.
Trick, let's talk a little bit about Friday. We got a lemon pepper stepper section, I'm
That's
told.
Right.
If you go to Ticketmaster, you can save 15% on your tickets with the promo code Lemon Pepper. What are the Gamecock fans? What are the Trick Williams fans? What
That's
is
right.
everybody in Columbia, South Carolina going to see when you walk out on that stage here on Friday?
That's right. If you are a fan of Trick Williams, you know I wore number 15 when I played at the University of South Carolina. So that's why we're going to do a very special 15% off of your tickets and come inside the Lemon Pepper Stepper section. That's where Trick Williams is going to have his own section, the Lemon Pepper Stepper section. And we have a promo code for you. You go to Ticketmaster, give us your dollars, we make you holler. And the code is Lemon Pepper. Let's talk about it.
I can't think of a better promotion for Trick Williams returning to Colonial Life Arena with WWE on SmackDown on Friday night than the Lemon Pepper section. We got about 2 more minutes left with you here, and I can't think of a better way to promote Friday's show than allowing you to cut your own promo these last 2 minutes. Why do people need to be in Colonial Life Arena to see you and see SmackDown on Friday night?
That's right. Reporting to you live, the sexiest and most entertaining superstar alive, Trick Williams, has finally arrived back here in the 803 Columbia, South Carolina. And since I am the anointed one, there's only one way to do it. That's wearing all white. That means if you are in attendance, that means if you are coming to the Lemon Pepper Stepper section, I need for you to be in all white, like it's an away game, like you got Dylan Thompson at quarterback, like you got Connor Shaw, like it's Jadeveon Clowney coming off that corner, take out LSU. You know what I'm saying? We're going all white. We're going to bring that sandstorm to the WWE, and we're going to show love for Trick Williams because it is his homecoming. Let's talk about it.
Wes, we couldn't have said it better ourselves, huh?
Love it. Love it. Let's do it.
Oh, man. Trick, man, we appreciate it. We know you're a busy guy. You got to run, got a lot of obligations while you're here in town. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Don't be a stranger, man. Anytime you're in town, you're always welcome to come in studio. And, man, hopefully you'll be holding one of those world titles here coming very soon.
That's right. I'll be holding that world title. Just like the Gamecocks led by Lenore Sellers is going to be holding that championship, the SEC championship this season.